Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. It is Wednesday, December the 6th, 2023. Hope you're all having a good day today. Thanks for watching these videos. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all the responsiveness in the last month and a half. I'm doing my best to read the comments and respond and engage with all of you. Most importantly, other than subscribing, liking the videos, giving the videos thumbs up, please share this material with your family, friends, colleagues, and coworkers in our continued endeavor to help those people that want to understand reality, want to understand what is going on the ground, so to speak, at Main Street, so to speak, as opposed to what the mainstream media would have you believe is going on. With that being said, there were some articles I saw today that I thought were important to share with all of you. The first one I'll just address briefly was the jobs report. The ADP jobs report was released. Zero Hedge did an article on this today, and it says hospitality jobs tumble for the first time in almost 3 years as ADP disappoints. It says expectations were for a small tick higher in November from 113,000 to 130,000 jobs, despite the ugly JOLTS print. However, ADP reported just 103,000 jobs added, and October was, no surprise, revised down to 106,000 jobs. It says manufacturing saw the biggest job losses, and that was 15,000. And it says, but leisure and hospitality lost jobs for the first time since February of 2021, down 7,000. So, it says restaurants and hotels were the biggest job creators during the post-pandemic recovery. It says, but that boost is behind us. So, look, guys, if we're starting to lose jobs in hospitality and leisure, that is the restaurants. Those are the hotel jobs. And if those are coming down now, that is a precursor of this slide accelerating. What that means is that people aren't going out to eat as much. What that means is that people aren't spending money on hotels as much or travel as much, and therefore these jobs are being cut because these overflows are no longer needed. So let's keep an eye on the jobs report and this situation. Obviously last month, again, revised down. They always come out and give you much stronger numbers and then say, oops, and then slip it under the radar that the figures had to be revised downward. They were too optimistic. Second article I thought was important to get on the Zero Hedge as well. Something I don't discuss very often, you don't see come up too often. It talks about the money supply. It says the money supply continues its biggest collapse since the Great Depression. It says money supply growth fell again in October, remaining deep in negative territory after turning negative in November of 2022 for the first time in 28 years. It says since April of 2021, money supply growth has slowed quickly, and since November, we've been seeing the money supply repeatedly contract year over year. The last time the year-over-year change in the money supply slipped into negative territory was in November of 1994. It says year-over-year growth in the money supply was at negative 9.33%. That's up slightly from September's decline, which was 10.49% decline, but was far below October 2022's rate of 2.14% decline. Negative growth now falling near or below 10% for the 8th month in a row. And it says the money contraction is the largest that we've seen since the Great Depression. It's going back quite a long time now. Prior to this year, at no other point for the last 60 years has the money supply fallen by more than 6% year over year in any given month. Money supply growth, it says, can often be helpful. This is why it's important. It can often be helpful as a measure of economic activity and an indicator of coming recessions. During periods of economic boom, money supply tends to grow quickly as commercial banks make more loans. Recessions, on the other hand, it says, tend to be preceded by slowing rates of money supply growth. This comes back to the fact that liquidity is drying up. Banks are less willing to make loans right now. We know the Fed has been on an aggressive rate hiking cycle, and we have a corresponding reduction in the money supply. The fact that the money supply is shrinking at all is remarkable because the money supply in modern times almost never gets smaller. Money supply has now fallen by $2.8 trillion, or 13.1% since its peak in April of 2022. This is proportionally, the drop in money supply since 2022 is the largest fall we've seen since the Depression. And this individual wrote the article estimates that in the lead up to the Great Depression, or actually states, in the lead up to the Great Depression, the money supply fell by 12%. From its peak of $73 billion in mid-1929 to $64 billion at the end of 1932. So we're having to go back and compare statistics from the late 20s, which is the last time we've seen this much of a proportionate drop in the money supply. It says the monetary slowdown has been sufficient to considerably weaken the economy. The Philadelphia Fed's manufacturing index is in recessionary territory. The leading indicators index keeps getting worse. The yield curve points to recession. Temporary jobs were down year over year, which often indicates an approaching recession. And we know default rates are on the rise. So this is just one more indicator that we need to keep our eye on that shows that things are slowing down. Despite the fact that consumers are out ramping up their credit cards, incurring debt that they don't have any ability to repay, and frankly, plans to repay. It says in closing, the only way to put the economy on a more stable long-term path is for the Fed to stop pumping new money in the economy. That means a falling money supply and popping of economic bubbles. So maybe this is the plan, and let's keep a watch on it. The last topic I want to discuss today is back to the banks. There were several articles I saw today regarding these bank closures, and I guess I've been keeping an eye on it. I didn't realize the sheer number of branches from all of the major banks all across the country that are literally closing down. This is from the U.S. Sun today. It says, Chase Bank among 10 banks filing to close 60 branches in 1 week. But customers face unregulated dangers, it says. This is a total of 64 bank branches have filed to close down in just 1 week, affecting customers at over 10 different banks. Listen to this, during the week between November 12th and 18th, a total of 64 branches filed to close for good, according to data from the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. PNC Bank, the country's sixth largest, decided to shutter the most branches during that week. A total of 19 locations were slated to be closed for good across 8 states from Texas to New Jersey. It says PNC Bank has already closed dozens of branches this year, with Chief Executive Officer William Demchak telling investors in July that the bank is going to have to take a hard look at where it can generate savings. So it says Citizen Bank also filed to close 8 branches. A U.S. Bank filed to shutter 7 locations. I'm going to deal with U.S. Bank and also B of A. Separate article relative to Bank of America. This was from NJ.com because it was talking about how many branches in a certain location in New Jersey were going to be shutting down for Bank of America. But it says Bank of America is closing over 100 branches. And this is 4 have already closed in New Jersey. B of A is closing more than 100 branches in the U.S. by the end of this year. The bank, with its headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, has already closed 95 branches this year and plans to close 15 more by the end of 2023. It says Bank of America plans to close up to 134 branches by 2024, showing that the bank is looking to decrease their retail banking footprint. And then another article, which I saw today, it says U.S. branch closings in 2023. The full list: U.S. Bank has shuttered over 170 branches this year. It says one of the largest institutions in the United States. The bank has around 11.6 million members, and this year many have been impacted by the shuttering of bank branches across the country. 175 branches have been closed, with the bank reporting that they plan to close more in early 2024. California has seen 100 of these closures where it appears the bank is attempting to lower its physical footprint. So look, we have Bank of America, we have U.S. Bank, we have PNC Bank. I shared a story on Jeremiah's video over the weekend that one of my clients and friends down in Huntington Beach, a very populous area of Orange County, B of A closed 2 branches just in that town alone. And he was saying how frustrating it was to actually find a B of A branch that he could go and walk into and do some banking. And you know, this is important because this one article raises the issue of unregulated and predatory banking that arises when customers don't have as many options to go into a storefront location. It says, although many Americans enjoy the convenience of online banking, experts have warned us that a digital banking industry leaves certain customers vulnerable to improper practices. So a report from the National Community Reinvestment Coalition found that when there are fewer branches in an area, more people use alternative financial services that open them up to unregulated and predatory financial practices. And then meanwhile, in a recent survey, Daily Mail found that 51% of Americans were either very concerned or somewhat concerned about the closure of bank branches. I don't know where you guys stand on that. I personally like to, I'm kind of old school. I like to walk into a bank and have that experience. It just makes me feel more secure when I'm making deposits. When I'm obviously you have to be able to go into a branch to withdraw cash, any kind of significant cash. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're trying to reduce the footprint. But and again, all speculation, but these are facts about closures. Let's keep an eye on it. Normal day at the office today, drafting some papers, busy with emails and phone appearances and things of that nature. So look, it's the day-to-day operation of a business. It's not always fun, not always sexy, not always exciting. I hope you guys are looking at this stuff and viewing it with the eye towards trying to start your own business, trying to start your own side hustle, trying to start or to create a way to bring in some side streams of income. You could be one of these casualties of the job losses that are starting to accelerate rapidly across this country. So please give that some strong consideration. With that being said, about 13 and a half minutes today. Hope you enjoyed the content. I am going in about an hour and a half or 2 hours to get my workout in today. I hope all of you will also get your steps in, get some walking in, do some strength training, push-ups, sit-ups. We talk about this every single day. I know it's redundant, but it's so important that we keep this focus and keep our health as strong as possible. Get your water intake in today. With that being said, again, I appreciate all of you watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.